All right, good morning, Keller Williams One Chicago. This morning's focus is going to be on opportunities. Opportunities is my favorite applet of command, and I'll show you why in a minute. But more importantly, let's get to the our values of building relationships with our clients. So let's start here with this little graphic here. The difference between a contact and a contract is the letter R. The letter R stands for relationship. So what relationship are you building with the people in your database so that they will work with you to buy, sell, invest in real estate? And the relationship is how are you adding value to your contact to become a relationship? All right. So so we all have people that we know, people that are contacts in our database. And what the game is, what are you doing with that contact to make sure that they know you are in real estate, you are competent, you care about them, and you can get the job done for them. All right. So again, the difference between a contact and a contract is the letter R, which stands for relationship. And how are you adding value to your contact to become a relationship? So as we go through this, the follow-up or following up is the most important part of building that relationship. Right? Just because you have someone in your database, if you don't pick up the phone, if you don't call them, if you don't engage with them, how likely are they going to work with you? You haven't built a relationship. Do you think that your friend Allie only has one other real estate friend that they know? Right? This is a competition. Is that other realtor building a stronger relationship with the person that's in your database? Do you assume that they only know one other realtor? I think that would be a bad assumption. So the part that we fail on the most is the follow-up and the engagement with the people in our database. All right. And then to get on a little further down, automation is great. However, it's the voice to voice that makes the automation work. Automation is great. So a lot of you had, if you were back in Keller Williams with the eEdge system, and you could set them on a monthly neighborhood newsletter. Monthly neighborhood newsletter email. Not a phone call, just an email. We call that a drip campaign, right? We get drip emails from people all the time. My email is flooded with those drip emails from Amazon, from this company, from that company, from other realtors. And as a result, I don't have time to go through all those emails. In fact, I get 200 plus emails a day, and I'm missing the most important emails as part of my workflow because I have to filter through all the crap that gets sent to me. All right. So automation is great. However, it's the voice to voice that makes the automation work. And what I mean by that is some of you are like, hey, I need this automated email campaign to go out. It's like, okay, great. We can get that done for you. However, is it just another email that people are going to see? And again, are they getting 20 other emails like this from 20 other realtors from different brokerages, from the same brokerage? And is that really building a relationship? And I'm going to say it's not. So you might think it's great that you're sending all this stuff out, but if you're not following up with a voice to voice, if you're not connecting with them on a personal level, it's garbage in, garbage out. All right. So let's get into some of the automated stuff while we also show you the relational stuff. All right, so let's get into command. I really wanted to hammer home that, there's a lot of great automation stuff that command can do for you, but you still need to connect with them. So opportunities, again, why do I like opportunities? To me, when I add someone as an opportunity, it's kind of like I have a handshake with them to work with them down the road. So the opportunity starts with your database, your contact, right? So what systems do you have in place? What follow-up systems, what care systems do you have in place with someone in your database that they've earned the right to create an opportunity to work with you? So I'm just going to click on this first one here, Joe Green. So my contact here, again, it's me. I encourage each of you to create a contact for yourself and apply some of these smart plans for yourself so that you could see what your clients would be getting. Now, the first thing I would say is try to get as much information about your contact as possible, right? You can see here I have a 100% health score. Each of these pieces of information, name, email, phone number, address, a tag, anniversary, a birthday, where they work, where do they come from, are all important factors of getting information about your contact so that you have better opportunities to build relationships to connect with them. Okay, so in this case, you want to try to get the health score as high as possible because each of these little triggers, I'm going to call them triggers, is an opportunity for you to create an action plan to connect with them. All right, so let me just go through this real quickly. You can see I have a neighborhood for Joe, and you can see what that is. Texting, emails, preferred emails, address, social media, right? If you have, if they're a friend of yours in social media, you can create the link there, and that way I can click on this and see, hey, what's Joe doing, right? I call it cyber stalking. Some of other people call it creeping on people. We all do it, right? We all want to see what our friends are doing, what our people are doing, and see if there's something that we can connect with. All right, so other information here. And then there's the opportunity. So I do have an opportunity for Joe as a buyer. And how did I get that opportunity? I got it by building a relationship with them. So one ways to build relationships are through smart plans. And let's see if I can make that a little bit bigger so you can see the verbiage. So I've got a birthday smart plan. So if you know someone's birthday, put it in. You don't have to know the year, and create a birthday smart plan. Add a birthday smart plan for them, right? If it's your birthday, you want to be loved on. You want someone to call, text, email, send a card, post something on social media. You feel really good when it's your birthday and people do that for you. All right. Next one is a home anniversary. So you see here it says sending a gift and calling a contact for their home anniversary, right? If they own a home, they purchase it on a particular date. That is the home anniversary date. You can set some triggers to send a message, congratulations, card, whatever you want, to remind them that it's their home anniversary. Monthly neighborhood nurture. So I'm going to call this, better than a drip campaign that I mentioned earlier because it has relevant information about their neighborhood, right? We see here on the left-hand side, West Ridge North. That email is going to go out to this client on a monthly basis, and it will say, here's what's going on in the market, in not only the market, but their specific market. If they live in Andersonville, it's going to send Andersonville neighborhood information. If they live in Lincoln Park or Southport Corridor or Wrigleyville or Austin, Smith, wherever neighborhood they live in, it's going to send them relevant information. Who doesn't want to get relevant information sent to them, right? That's the difference between what we are creating and sending to our clients and what just a newsletter that is like, here's what's going on, and here's how to bake a pie for Thanksgiving and stuff like that. That's a touch. That's a drip campaign. I don't know how relevant it is. this, in my opinion, is much more relevant. All right, a quarterly call. Once a quarter, I'm going to get a reminder to call Joe Green and to check in on him. If you do just these basic things, you're going to get to a point where they're going to trust you. They know you care. They know you're competent. And there's another C, I'm drawing a blank. But anyway, you're going to build a relationship with them that's deeper than just having them in your contacts, such that you're gonna create a opportunity to work with them. All right, so you can see here there's an opportunity, green buyer. So I'm just going to click on that there. All right, so I've got couple windows open. This is the dashboard of opportunities, and you can see here it's got listings. So you could subdivide your opportunities by listings, by buyers. Leases is a 2-for-1, representing landlords. So the listing of a lease and representing tenants, right? So lease has 2 where it's already subdivided up here, listing and buyers. Leasing is all in one, listings of rental properties and leasing, all right? So you can see here, I've got my pipeline, my sales pipeline, my opportunity filled out so that I've got things in a cultivate bucket. So think about putting people in buckets. Buckets are going to be like, where are they in their buying or selling cycle, right? If you build a relationship with someone, they're like, hey, I'm a year down the road, or 6 months down the road, or 3 months down the road, that's going to tell me what bucket I'm going to put them in. And I'm just going to focus on the listing side of things for time. But if we go to cultivate, what you're going to see is I have it broken down into 3 additional buckets. So we have one big bucket called cultivate, and then we have 3 little buckets. And my goal is to move them from left to right. Right? So I'm going to go back up a screen. Moving them from left to right, from cultivate to an appointment, from appointment to active listing, from an active listing to under contract, and under contract to close. And this is where we make our living. This is where why we want to be in real estate, because we want to get people to the closing table. That's how we make our money, right? And then on the right-hand side, you could see probable income and potential income. So this is if nothing else happened. So this number is an accumulation of all these people. If all these people close, this is what I would potentially make from that, based off of what they told me they're looking for, timeline, and stuff like that. This probable is the same thing, except if someone's in the cultivate saying that they're going to buy a year from now, a lot can happen between now and a year. So something in cultivate probably has a 5 to 7% chance of getting to closing for a bunch of variety of factors. So the total commission that would have been here, this probable is at 5 to 7% of that total commission at this point. Okay. So let's, so we're going to go into cultivate again. And so I've got the 3 buckets. Watch 9 months or more is my definition of a watch. Nurture is 3 to 9 months, more realistic timeline. And you could change this to however you want to run your business. And for me, is hot is 3 months or less. Like, we're getting ready to get going. Like, call your lender, get pre-approved. Do you have money for a down payment? Do you need a gift letter? Those are the steps of someone that's hot. Okay. And then they're like, hey, yeah, I'm ready to go. All right, great. Let's schedule an appointment. So then we would move them from left to right. And then once we're out of cultivate, we would move them into an appointment. So these are people that I've had appointments with or scheduling an appointment, right? So Jennifer Morrow, she's like, okay, let's schedule an appointment. And then she ended up with her job situation was a little shaky, so we never scheduled that appointment. So we're still in the scheduling stage of this. Okay, and then once you've scheduled the appointment, it's like, all right, let's go meet next Wednesday. So that's where I would put them in from scheduling to scheduled, because we know scheduling can be another month, 2, 3 down the road anyway. Hey, I'm not sure yet. I have to talk to a lender. I'm waiting for my tax return. I'm waiting for my bonus to come in. So that scheduling could be a while still. And then schedule. All right, next Wednesday, let's do this. And then kept the appointment because we know something came up. Oh, I forgot I had this. Something came up and we kept it in a schedule. Let's reschedule for next week. All right, so that's cultivate to appointment. Appointment, you went on the appointment and you won the listing. All right, so now we're going to move them into active. In active, we have multiple stages. All right, so let's say, and again, this is how I'm running my business. You can run your business however you want, right? You guys know how you run your business. It doesn't have to be my way or the highway. So here I have active. The listing assigned, I've got it as a coming soon or a PLN, right? So listing signed, coming soon, or PLN for me is the first stage of an active listing. Once I've got the listing agreement signed, it could still be another 3-4 days, 7 days, 2 weeks. Maybe they have to take everything out, paint it, declutter, but we want to get that listing agreement signed so that we can actually start marketing, promoting, and working on their behalf to get a buyer in there. All right, then the next one from staging is showing. Showing. So we're active on the market and we're having live showings. I'm not counting, for me in my business, I'm not counting PLN as live showings just yet. So I'm going to keep that in this. Have I sold things that were on the PLN network? Yes, I have. And then I would move them from sign to negotiations to under contract. All right, so now we're in showings and we have different steps here that we're going to follow up on. So these are all active listings that we are showings. If I'm getting something that we're in negotiations, I would move them. And here's one way to move it. You could just drag and drop, right? You can see how easy that is. All right, so let's say we were in negotiations with, I can move that over there. Another thing I'll point out is the percentages here. Remember earlier we were talking about your income, potential income, and probable income, and it's based off a percentage. So just because I have something signed as a listing doesn't mean it's going to close. So I can't bank on that commission until we actually close. So for me, I'm saying, hey, just because I have it signed, I'm going to just mark that as a 40% chance of closing until we are actively on the market. Then it goes from 40 to 60. If we're in negotiations, I've got a 70% chance of closing that deal. So after negotiations would be we're under contract. So let's click on that to see where we are there. And then I've got different stages for this as well. Sign the contract. Again, just because something is signed doesn't mean it's going to close. I've got a separate category for condo checklist. For me, condo checklist, condo docs, rules, regulations, meeting minutes, PAL, paid assessment letter, 22.1. I have all this in the condo checklist because we know a lot of deals can fall out during the condo review. Oh, I didn't know I couldn't have a dog more than 35 pounds and I have a Great Dane that's 125 pounds. I cannot buy this property anymore, right? If they don't find out early enough in the or they find this out early enough in the process, or meeting minutes are talking about a special assessment and it's like it was never disclosed that there was a potential for a special assessment, we know how that game is played, right? And buyers will back out of contracts during the condo review. Maybe I'll call it condo review. And then obviously there's attorney review and inspection, right? A deal can fall out after that. And again, 80% once it's signed contract. I kept that 80% for the condo review. It's that attorney inspection that is important for me in terms of something to keep as a separate line item. And then appraisal complete. So here's something where the appraisal, so attorney review, think about the parts of a contract that there's contingencies on. Attorney review, inspection, condo review, mortgage approval. So part of the mortgage would be, did the appraisal take place? Did it appraise out? And do you have a clear to close? All right, so once that's there, let's see if there's anything else. Yep, okay, there's a little scroll bar here. So I'm gonna keep sliding over. And then we've got financing, right? So after the appraisal, there's that waiting period of 2 weeks where we're waiting for the lender to go through the underwriting process. And then we finally get a clear to close. And then after the clear to close, it goes to close status. All right, let's scroll back here. So close, here they close, right? And then I have a start after the close process. What is that for you? What is that for me? Start after the close, cleaning up the file, updating their addresses, sending thank you notes to people, starting a follow-up campaign that may or may not be automated. Call them a week after, a couple days after closing. Call them the day of moving. Maybe head over there with some pizza for the people that are working. I don't know, whatever your after the close follow-up plan is, you would have a section here in opportunities to follow up on that. Getting paid, got paid. I mean, this is why we're in business, to get paid, right? Do we get paid at the closing table? Nope. Nope. It'd be nice if we did, but the check comes back to our MCA department. The MCA department needs to process what they need to do. Hopefully you have direct deposit already set up so that it's just a matter of days, but I have a system in place to make sure to follow up that I got paid. Especially with COVID, the title company oftentimes mails the check to the market center. What happens with the mail? Is there a possibility for the mail to get lost? Yeah, so it might be, you might have to figure out, oh, it's been a week, I didn't get paid yet, what's going on? You reach out to market center, we never got a check. You've called the title company. Oh, we have the check right here in our hand. We're waiting for someone to tell us what to do with it, right? So there's that process. Legacy doesn't apply to us. And so that's a whole opportunity. And that's why I love opportunities. It's like, this keeps me busy. This is where I focus my time during the day, right? So let me show you another way of how I do that. I like the list view versus the card view. The card view were the blocks. I like the list view. I like to be able to see, who do I have under contract? So you can see here, I filtered only people that are under contract, right? And you can see I've got it by close date here, and I can follow up. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? So like typically 7:30 in the morning to 8 o'clock, it's like going through all my under contracts, right? Then I can go to my active listings, and here's my active listings. What do I need to do to get these sold, right? What's my system with my sellers to communicate that I'm doing something for them, all right? So what's my follow-up plan? So when I come in here, it's like, all right, did I reach out to Bernadette? Did I reach out to Capiletti? Did I reach out to Coccolis? Did I reach out to Santiago, Marina, Chuck, and Thomas? What is my follow-up plan with each of these? So this helps me to become hyper-focused, right? As I'm going through this list, this is my kind of like follow-up, my to-do list for the day. What value am I bringing to these people to let them know I'm selling their place? I've got an active buyer. Active buyers, right? Active buyers. Doug, any new properties come up today? Did you see anything? Did I see anything? Jennifer, same thing. Lou, Cruz, Stefan, Dave and Jerry. Dave and Jerry, is that ice cream? Anyway, you get the point. So this is why I love opportunities. And again, let me go back to the Word document, right? The difference between a contact and a contract is the letter R, which is a relationship that we're building with the people in our database. And the question for you is, how are you adding value to the people in your database so that they become a relationship? Following up is the thing that most people are weak at. So someone calls you and says, hey, I'm thinking about buying 6 months from now. If you don't have a follow-up system in place, which opportunities is the start of that follow-up system. Follow-up is the most important part of building a relationship. Joe, I called you last week. You never called me back. How's our relationship? Not very good. All right, automation is great. However, it's the voice-to-voice, the face-to-face that makes the automation part works. If all you do is put them on a drip email campaign of, it's Thanksgiving, what's your favorite pie? It's Halloween, what's your favorite candy? It's Christmas, it's New Year's, it's 4th of July, right? Boring, 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 boring. It's the voice-to-voice that allows the automation to work. All right, that's all the time I have for today. Hope you got some value out of this. Have a great rest of the day.